Education is always on the front burner in Newark, New Jersey, a tough, gritty city in the Northeast U.S. where one school in particular is the subject of a new documentary on its unusual success. The film is called The Rule, and its producers are here with us today to share what they've been able to glean. Marylou and Jerome Bongiorno, thanks for coming on board and talking about your film. How happened you picked St. Benedict's?
Well, we live in Newark, so we're passionate about Newark, New Jersey, and we happened to be introduced to this incredible place that is truly a success.
Well, you know, education is always front and center in Newark. There's a lot of controversy about what goes on there. And you've seen over the past few years, parents and teachers at odds. The governor and the mayor, I believe it was the state that took over Newark's school district for a while. So, but you see something unique going on at St. Benedict's.
Absolutely. What we saw is not only a inner city male school that has a near 100% college acceptance rate.
Wow.
But just the atmosphere and the spirit is so completely positive that it permeates what they do and certainly what we do.
Right. I mean, they're giving the kids what they need. These kids are coming from dysfunction, you know, crime-ridden neighborhoods, etc. You know, father's not home, mother's not home, father's in prison, father's a drug addict, that kind of thing. So they're coming to the school with baggage, and these guys realize that, you know, you just can't teach yourself out of it. You have to help them get rid of that baggage, even to the point where maybe they have to reparent them.
You know, you talk about it becoming a model for other cities. What did you see in the time you spent at St. Benedict's that you don't see at other places?
An extensive counseling program, commitment, availability of the faculty, and particularly the headmaster and the other staff 24/7, so that if a young man needs help, he can call and be brought to their residence. They have a residence.
24/7? That's
24/7. And the residence was actually, it's called Leahy House, was really amazing for us because it showed us that you can actually have students live on site and take advantage of all of the great counseling and tutoring and help and be, you know, in a safe environment.
Educators have long talked about the advantages, especially with African-American boys, the advantages of teaching them outside of the realm of girls, doing it separately, just the boys. You saw that firsthand. Jerome, let me ask you what you sensed of that.
Well, I went to you know, a Catholic high school where it was all boys, and it's great because, you know, you get to focus on, you know, one side instead of having, you know, the boys and the girls kind of mingle. You know, 18 years old, then they can do whatever they want. But up until that point, you know, they're still in the process of maturing and allows them to focus on the male aspect, you know, provide athletics, male role models, that kind of thing. So I find it to be very important.
Now, speaking of athletics, they have outstanding basketball and soccer teams there.
Absolutely, nationally ranked.
Wow. Incredible. So now, are you taking your story to other educators? As I understand, the film's going to come out soon, right?
This spring.
This spring. Is that going to air at schools, or are you going to major theaters, or how are you working this?
We're targeting PBS stations as we have with our previous work. Revolution 67, our last documentary, was on PBS for a long run, and it is now premiering on Stars. It also, a Newark story, talks about why Newark is where it's at, and looks at the riot, rebellion, revolution of 1967. So this is in many ways for us a solution film to offer a model, and we will take it via curricular materials. We'll take it on the road. We do extensive outreach to bring it to a wide audience. But we see it as more than just a model for schools. We see it as whole cities, because the model that they have, whatever hurts my brother hurts me or sister, and whatever serves or helps my brother or sister helps me, is really something that we could see happening in places like Newark, where we have to be there to help the people that are most in need.
You know, their city's mayor, Newark Booker, is something of a rock star in the media. He's been, you know, with Oprah and done various things. Do you get a sense that he's involved in shining the light on places like St. Benedict's? I
think he needs to do a lot more, actually, to really tout that model and this model, because I know he's a supporter, certainly, of what they're doing, but I think it can go much deeper. This really is a recipe, what they've done in terms of leadership, what they're doing in terms of building young men of of character, instilling values, is something that needs to be shared. And we are part of that process and very excited at the opportunity to share this model. Because they have a daily convocation, the whole school gets together every morning, convenes. They have an 11-month school year. They're required to have at least 2 activities, so their gifts have to be shared with each other. And I think
all of this extends to families as well. They are brought into the process.
Some parents are actually brought into the counseling process because they realize that they're integral to their son's lives, and so therefore, if they're having problems, then the son's going to have problems. So in order to help the son, they have to help the whole family.
The whole patient. Fascinating stuff.
And that's just logic.
And this comes out this spring. We'll look for that. It's called The Rule. Thanks for coming out and joining us, and we'll have you back when the film comes out.
Thanks very much.